Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm sharing with you the last episode of our amazing run with Poland. This was a lot of fun and I absolutely had to go for the grand finale, a full-scale invasion of the United States with Poland. Before that, however, we still need to take care of the UK and France, which being late 1941 will likely put off a tougher challenge than usual. By the way, if you're curious to see how we made Poland so powerful, make sure to check out the playlist in the description, which includes all other episodes. Of course, as usual, if you have been following the channel and enjoying my content, please do not forget to like the video and subscribe. Also, feel free to let me know in the comments what you thought about it and if you have any questions or suggestions. Now, that's really all for the introduction. Let's keep it short and let's get into the final preparations to face the Allies. Now, we'll start justifying on France right away. It will actually take only 20 days, but we will be ready in 20 days. We don't have that much to do, actually. Test. We're going to switch the focus. This is actually almost entirely optional, but I like to use this one at this point because building infrastructures a bit faster will be convenient. And then you will probably remember that after facing the Axis, after defeating the Axis, we annexed actually this island here, which will be extremely convenient for our invasion of the United States. But we decided to annex it simply because it's not a core of the Netherlands, so it would have had some resistance. What we're going to do now is we are going to release it as a puppet. It is going to be this one. And there we go. In this way they don't have any resistance, which is better, of course. Okay, let's go and set up our armies and prepare them for the Allies as well. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we need to cancel all of their commands. And this was split. Let's merge them again. Okay, so our main offensive army will push into the Netherlands. The second offensive army will be ready to push into Belgium. As for the third one, it will be at the border with France, but we will not push into the forts here. The other two, the remaining two offensive armies, are going to be part of the invasion of the United States. So the first one I will send to this island with an area defense, and the second one we will send here, still with area defense. And the idea is that by splitting them, they should suffer a bit less from the lack of supplies. They will still suffer from it, but it will be better. We're also going to assign one of the defensive armies to the border with France. We're going to use the puppet army to defend the coast of the to defend our core land here. I don't know if we can call it the coast of Poland anymore, but yeah, we will use one of the defensive armies or the puppet army, like in this case, to protect this part of the coast. And if you set them only on a guard coastline, it will be 24 divisions, which is exactly what we have, so it's perfect. And another one, same thing, but in Germany. We will have to call Germany in this case because we want to attack the Netherlands and Belgium from Germany. You could, if you wanted, if you preferred, go for a naval invasion and not call Germany. but I find it more convenient to do this. Keep in mind that we need to fight the Royal Navy, and if the Royal Navy intercepts our navy, which is decent, we will suffer casualties. We need the entire navy to take care of the United States, so we don't want to risk anything. The last defensive army is more or less free, so at this point we will keep them here, then we will use them a bit later. Now we also want to train everyone, and we want to make sure that they all have the highest motorization priority. And I also like them to execute battle plans aggressively. Then what we want to do at this point is we want to deploy and train all of our planes. Let's do it in here. We have quite a bit. Now, not only the ones that we just deployed, but also the other ones. We want all of them ideally to be fully trained. And then we want to gather all of our navies in Germany. Ideally, we want them to be here. We can also unblock this sea region at this point. Next, let's talk about buildings. What we're going to do is we're going to build full infrastructures, naval bases, and supply hubs. First in here and then also in here. And here we can build more of them like these. The more developed these two areas are, the better it is for our naval invasion. So we actually want that to be the absolute priority. So let's go and do something like this. Perfect. And then, since we will soon have free civilian factories, we are going to use them to build infrastructures and then refineries in Germany. This will also decrease the autonomy of Germany, which is very convenient for us. And we will get some rubber. Soon we will be in dire need of rubber. We're going to adjust slightly the production. I think I actually had already done it here. So we set the production to 5 for support, equipment, anti-air, trucks, and then we go for 15 to artillery. $25 F2, 15 C2. And everything else goes into infantry equipment. So we want something like this in terms of production. Of course, at this point, we also need to remember to adjust the trade. We need to import only some rubber, which of course we'll not be able to import for much longer, but the refineries will start kicking in soon. Okay, and I would say we are done with the initial setup, so let's make a save. And we can continue until we get our claim on France, which will be very soon. Although we actually just finished researching the early heavy hull, and we want to build some of them. It's probably not going to be needed, but this empty boat is the best thing possible to get naval superiority. So if we want to build any boats, we want it to be this one. So let's make the other ones just one of each, and let's dedicate all future dockyards to the early heavy ones. So, by the way, this empty design is not going to be good in battle, but it is going to be very good at getting naval superiority, and that's all we care about. We just want to get the naval superiority to get to the UK, and later on to get to the United States. Okay, and we already got our claim on France, and we're going to use it right away. So the first thing we want to do is we want to stop training our planes, and we want to make sure that they are assigned to the divisions we want them to be assigned to. And I would say, well, I don't like these ones, so I will send them to Siberia. Other than that, the other ones can be probably split between the two main armies in here. As you can see, we have quite a lot of planes. So we should easily get the air superiority in here. And let's declare war on France. And start justifying a war goal on Spain at the same time. And we cannot attack France just yet. We need France to call the Netherlands and Belgium. Okay, the Netherlands are in it. I also want Belgium to join before we call Germany. See if we can get that. And of course here we cannot do much. I mean, we can try to import some from British Malaya, but they will very soon join the war. That's okay. If you want, you could, I guess, join Japan, but I prefer not to do that. Okay, Belgium is in it as well. Now we can call Germany into the war. And we can start both offensives into Belgium and into the Netherlands. And, well, we don't expect much resistance in here. One thing we can do, however, is we can also push into Luxembourg. Well, we knew this would be easy. Let's quickly take care of Belgium as well. Done. Okay, and with the Benelux done, as usual, as the German taught us, we can easily push into France as well. However, this is not 1939 France, and it is much more difficult to capitulate them, because now we need to push them down all the way to 20% or less victory points, which means basically taking everything they have. Taking Paris will not be enough anymore. That, however, with our divisions is not going to be a big problem. One thing we may want to avoid, however, is pushing into the forts here. And I know that this is a fort, but this one maybe we can push, and then we can just isolate the troops in there. Something like this. And we can immediately start pushing, because I don't expect them to have that much. We are not going to give anything to Hungary. Now, I can see that our war support is a little bit lower because of combat casualties, so we can take exhort heroism to reduce it a little bit. It's not mandatory, but it can be convenient. If they are defending this area too much, it's probably not worth pushing it at all. We're just killing our units in there, so let's just completely ignore it. And we can use the last offensive army here to cover this front instead. That's going to be perfect. Oh, I forgot to give them another offensive order though.
Never before, since Jamestown and Plymouth Rock, has our American civilization been in such danger as now. The Nazi masters of Germany made it clear that they intend...
Okay, let's not push into them here.
Of Europe to dominate the rest of the world. Against! In view of the nature of this undeniable threat, it can be asserted properly and categorically that the United States has no right or reason to encourage talk of peace until the day shall come when there is a clear intention on the part of the aggressor to abandon all thought of dominating or conquering the world. The causes of the states that are leagued against all people who live in freedom are being held away.
If you go for spearheads like I'm doing, I think it's very effective at pushing, but you do need to micro them a little bit or adjust them from time to time, otherwise they will start doing weird stuff.
And by thousands of soldiers and sailors who are able to escape from subjugated countries. The Japanese are being engaged in China, Asia, Chinese nation in another great defense. In the Pacific Ocean is our fleet, a gun loaded with explosive bullets, economic as well as military.
I think at this point taking maybe Toulouse and Nice will end this war. They do sometimes have a lot of divisions in here, however, depending on how the Brits are doing. It seems alright. We might need to take Bordeaux as well.
Germany has said that she was occupying Belgium to save the Belgians from the
Okay, this should be it for France. Perfect. Very, very good. Let's make sure that we kill all of the British divisions in here. Oh, look, they have already some American divisions. That's quite impressive. Now, at this point, I think we can probably even take care of them. It depends, though, because with forts, this is really, really a difficult push. But probably we can try.
any South American country in Nazi hands.
Now, you can also leave these units here encircled, but you basically waste a full army to do that. So, not ideal.
Of the other
Okay, but France is taken care of. So the next target is going to be the UK, and it is going to be a tough opponent, much tougher than it is usually when attacking them early. It's now 1942, and they tend to have a lot of divisions. Luckily, we have a decent fleet. Oh, these guys shouldn't be training. I didn't tell them to train, did I? Well, whatever. It doesn't matter. What matters is that they all go here, and actually no, they all go to Dunkirk, from which we will start our invasion of the UK.
the Axis powers
And for the invasion of the UK, we are going to use two offensive armies. We don't want to risk anything, we want to be safe, so two full armies for that. But of course, the hardest part will be the naval invasion, because we can only use 10 divisions for that. Now, in case you're struggling with that, you may have noticed that we are researching Marines, and the first special doctrine of Marines, this one, increases the naval invasion capacity by 5. So if you're struggling with the invasion of the UK, you can just wait a little bit longer, and you can go for 15 of our infantry instead of 10. For now, we're going to try to do it with 10 and see how it goes. And what I suggest is splitting them in groups of 2, and you just go for the southern coast of England. Okay, so something like this with groups of 2, and hopefully we'll be able to get at least one of the 2 harbors and then immediately send over all of the other divisions. Now, do not expect very low casualties in this war, because while we probably have extremely low casualties for now, and we do, after the naval invasions of the UK and the United States, inevitably some of our units will be caught and by the Royal Navy. There isn't much we can do about that, or better, maybe by heavily micromanaging the Navy, you could be able to avoid that. But I don't think it's particularly worth it, so we're just going to go for it. Also, keep in mind that casualties are not that bad, in the sense that we get more war score, more participation if we have more casualties, so we don't mind that much.
Zedegu! Spurka! Zedegu! Spurka! Zedegu! Spurka!
Okay, we're doing alright here. Be happy with this. These guys will be the tougher ones, because quite a lot of them, but... yeah, something we can already start doing is we can start sending our planes, or part of our planes, to the channel. Yeah, maybe not all, not all of them here. Make sure we have the absolute air superiority in the channel, and then soon we will also get a naval superiority. Now, for the naval invasion, I do the bare minimum, which in my opinion is these. We split the task force into 2. I actually create an entire new theater, so remember to assign a new admiral in here. And then for one of the 2 we will use the naval invasion support, and for the other one we will use the strike force. I find this to be fairly well balanced. Okay, no more resistance in France. That's great, because at this point we can start setting up this army to invade Spain. And the fact that we have a free defensive army is going to be particularly convenient, just in case the UK tries something, counter naval invasion or anything like that. So for now we can send them to Spain, but if we need them later, we can use them for something else. We're a bit early because we don't have the claim on Spain yet, so everything is looking good. But I wouldn't delay too much the naval invasion of the UK, because the more time they have to prepare, the stronger they might be. So let's go with naval invasion support and strike force. And let's start our naval invasion right away. I will slow down the game a little bit here, because this is a decisive moment of the run. Let's hope that we can disembark without problems. I see they have divisions in there, for example, already. You can also use a force attack command, because this is particularly important. Okay, we got the claim on Spain, which means we can start claiming Portugal. Okay, I'm happy that we were able to disembark in here. Let's try to push them here. We want to take this harbor as fast as possible. This is looking okay. They should die pretty fast. Okay, this is perfect. So we managed to get the coast. And I know this looks more tense than it should be, but sometimes in 1942 the UK has a lot of divisions, and I'm pretty sure they will send a lot of divisions at some point. So this is not as easy as it seems. And for the same reason, we want to push into them as fast as possible, and we want to send the second offensive army in there as well. Now, however, that our invasion is done, is completed, we can start also planning the naval invasion of the United States. And for that, we're going to use this army. And we're going to plan a naval invasion of Florida. We want to take the harbors as usual. We again go for groups of 2. And that's it. We're not going to start it yet, of course, because we still need our fleet to be in here for a little bit, just to escort possibly all of our divisions in the mainland of the UK. And let's start pushing here. Okay, look at this. They actually did have a lot of divisions. Well, they are all Dutch divisions in that case, but they have the divisions. Look at that too. Luckily, they did not position them properly, because with all of the divisions on the coast, we might have struggled a lot. Hopefully, our navy is able to protect a bit our divisions while they get there. Now we start picking rubber processing to solve our lack of rubber issues. We can put up a fight with the Royal Navy, but not a prolonged one, otherwise we will lose too many of our boats. Yeah, I guess nobody's saving these guys. Well, they're basically dead already. That's okay. So at this point, the fleet is going to be needed somewhere else. Who made it to the UK? Good for them. And the ones who didn't make it, well, their sacrifice was appreciated. Now let's send our fleet here so they don't overload with supplies this little harbor. And then later on we'll move them there to start the naval invasion of the United States. And as you can see, we are producing pretty much everything, so there isn't much else we need to produce. And no point in picking those doctrines either. Okay, one thing I would like to do at this point is war on Spain, and let's start our offensive in the south too. And something quite important, but I forgot it, is all of these planes that we assigned to the channel, we don't actually need them there anymore, so let's give them back to our army. And I would say about half of these planes can also go to help in Spain. It's normal to have a bit of a hard time with supplies in here because without the Navy protecting the convoys, it's difficult to get supplies through. It is okay.
Baczność! Tak jest! Gotów! Szeregu, zbiórka! Tak jest!
The more we expand in the UK, the less supply issues we will have. Let's see how Spain is going. And sometimes it's a bit tough to push into Spain. We have the air superiority, but for some reason we lack supplies in southern France, and this part I don't really understand. Right? Isn't it that maybe we're sending the supplies by sea? I think that's the main problem. Yeah, this should help. I don't know, the supply system, guys, it's really messed up. Yeah, this definitely helped with Spain. I don't know if it will help with the UK as well. Let's see. And let's also see if our fleet got in position here. I think they did. So at this point we can send them here and we can start the naval invasion of the United States already.
Szeregu, zbiórka! Szeregu, zbiórka! Tak jest!
The UK will not last for much longer anyway. That's sad.
Szeregu, zbiórka! Tak jest!
Okay, now I guess we can produce a little bit more artillery.
Szeregu, zbiórka!
Okay, so let's start the naval invasion of the United States. Once again, we are going for naval invasion support with one of the two fleets and a strike force with the other one, and we should get the Green Sea everywhere, so we can start invasion.
Gotów!
Yes, perfect. Now, I would also assign most of the planes to this army, so let's say half of these ones and probably half of these ones here. Soon we will want our planes to be in there. And let's see what the UK is doing here. Not much, it seems.
Szeregu, zbiórka! Gotów!
And here we're actually still struggling to push through. Okay, let's give them some time. Reorganize. Okay, with Newcastle down, I think that's it for the UK, and that is it for the UK.
Szeregu, zbiórka!
That's perfect.
Gotów!
Because now we can send one army down to Spain to help a little bit with this tough push. And the other army will be ready to go to the United States. Let's prepare them down here. And can I maybe... No, we don't have the Marines yet, okay. Now let's see how this naval invasion is going. Okay, we already know that they are defending Miami. But that is okay as long as we can disembark anywhere in there. Okay, they are defending there too. Sadly, I don't have enough command power for a force attack. That's sad, but it should still be alright. Okay, we managed to disembark in here. Let's see if we can help them a little bit. Help them a bit here too. And from here we can go down immediately to Miami. Okay, perfect. We got the first harbor. It's very important. One of them failed, but that is okay. The moment we take Miami, we're very happy with this, and at the same time we can immediately start sending our armies in here. So the second offensive army that we had here, and here we can just stop the naval invasion and send the army. And I would say we can start sending this army as well. Now again, they will take casualties for sure on the way there, but that's okay. And here, if we can start pushing right away, that will be beneficial, because they will get in position otherwise. So we need to extend the front before too many of their divisions get here. We did take a lot of casualties here, pushing into Spain. Let's see the casualties we took from Spain. Actually, I'm very curious. Look at that. Spain more than the UK. It's because of the supplies though. I messed up a little bit, or better, the game I would say messed up a little bit, because it was attempting to send supplies through here instead of through France, which means we basically didn't have supplies down here in the end. It's okay, the field hospitals preserved most of our army experience, so we're still fine. Let's try to rush the harbors, guys. Now, keep something in mind. Usually the UK attempts more naval invasions than they have done in this game. So usually they try to invade here, and they sometimes try to go for France. In this case, they have been quiet, more or less. Good for us, but be prepared in your run, just in case. Okay, these guys are done with the training. That's good. Tell me that this is Germany. Nice. Good. Integrated Germany is very convenient. And on the other hand, the United States have quite a lot of divisions in here, a bit more than usual. They will make this push a little bit harder. That's okay, we have very good divisions here. And as soon as we extend the front a little bit, and as soon as our guys arrive especially, we're going to adjust them a bit more. However, we do want to push into Spain as well, so let's see if we can finally get that done. Look at Spain, what the hell is wrong? Wait, what tier forts they have? It's only 2, come on. Spain is the tougher opponent in this war. That's a bit unexpected. Okay, with Marines, just in case, we're going to pick the Special Forces Doctrines. We don't really need it, but... now, technically, we could increase our naval invasion capacity. Okay, I think we're finally breaking Spain. Our guys are almost here. Okay, let's start... no, let's wait until they land. That's not something I like. We want to keep the others. Okay, what we can do in Spain is we can readjust them a little bit. And these guys that you see completely without training, we lost at sea. By the way, one thing, guys, you might be wondering, why don't we use the Navy more to protect our troops? Actually, the Navy is more important than our troops. Manpower, we have plenty. Equipment, we have plenty. But the Navy, if we lose it, and you lose the superiority to start these invasions, then you're completely done. It will take years to rebuild the Navy. But something that makes me very happy is that these guys managed to get to the United States without being intercepted. And that's very lucky, actually. I must say that that doesn't usually happen. That's good. Now we're going to split our armies basically into 3 here. Okay, let me make sure though that all of the armies in the States are together so I can understand actually something here. And basically what we want is we want one army to push the central part, one army to push the left side, the western part of the United States, and one part to push the east coast instead. Ideally avoiding the mountains, something like this. Now let's let them get in position first. And we can also move this fleet here. At this point we need the fleet a bit less, although losing it for nothing is not particularly good. Okay, we got our claim on Portugal. Unfortunately, Spain is fighting us very hard, so we cannot get to Portugal yet. We're going to wait a little bit longer for that. Come on, it's time to give up, Spain. Finally. Need to start this offensive soon because we have low supplies. I think I will actually re-allow transportation through this region, because probably now it's going to make things better.
Szeregu! Zbiórka! Baczność! Szeregu! Zbiórka! Baczność!
To really fix the supplies issues in here, what we should do is we should send the fleet on convoy escort from the mainland, but that would also mean losing most of our fleet. And again, it's not great, we can push anyway. Might be a little bit harder without supplies, but we can still do it. Okay, this is important, however, we don't want to let them take back that part. So what we're going to do is we're going to send some of our divisions down to defend.
Szeregu! Zbiórka! Szeregu! Zbiórka! Tak jest! Szeregu! Zbiórka! Tak jest! Kontynuować natarcie! Oddział stój!
Damn it.
Odwrót!
Okay, then I will create a new army, so you don't go back. Sure.
Tak jest!
Do that. Damn it. Fuck.
Udco, wycofują się!
Okay, the pushes here are going quite well.
Szeregu! Zbiórka!
It's now time probably here to go a bit deeper, because we do need all of these juicy victory points to end the war. As for the central part here, we can probably push a bit more with a normal offensive line.
Tak jest! Ruszać się! Tak jest! Tak jest!
It's annoying. Okay, let's keep an eye on the war goal, because we don't want it to expire.
Baczność! Szeregu! Zbiórka!
No, why are you doing that? Come on, don't do that. Normally.
Tak jest! Kryjemy się! Szeregu! Zbiórka! Tak jest!
I think Spain will go down pretty soon. So let's start the war on Portugal before Spain goes down, and if we can manage to get some parts of Portugal before that, that would be great. Otherwise, Spain will steal some of the war score. So if we
Mocnost!
can do this before that, it's better.
Szeregu zbiórka!
I don't think we can import anything during the war, so it's okay. The production is fine as it is. Oh, that's what we absolutely need, though. Convoys. That's why probably we were lacking the supplies so much. I guess we want to produce some of those.
Tak jest! Szeregu zbiórka! Biegiem, biegiem, biegiem! Tak jest!
Now we can get them finally. Okay, Spain is down. Just in case from Spain you can take the navy, and if you were struggling with the navy, that should help quite a bit. And yeah, if you take the navy, so let's not take this one. Okay, I'd rather get resources.
Szeregu zbiórka! Tak jest!
And now we can push into Portugal from here.
Tak jest!
So technically we can do it everywhere, and it's going to be
Tak
fine.
jest! Baczność!
Okay, just the United States to take down, and they are going down pretty fast.
Szeregu
In this area, we
zbiórka!
already are getting closer to New York. We will need to take a lot of victory points. They don't give up easily. But at least we solved the naval invasion, the counter naval invasion in here.
Tak jest! Tak jest!
Oh, see? See Spain? Something to learn. Look at how Portugal goes down. Easily, smoothly, without killing thousands of my troops in the mountains. That's how you play.
Tak jest!
I mean, even the United States are going down more easily.
Gotów!
Yeah, let's check the capitulation state. It's not very good at the moment. The casualties are pretty good, I must say, although it must be said that Spain is not in here. And Spain is what caused us the most casualties for sure.
Szeregu zbiórka!
Let's merge them again, and at this point it's time to readjust a little bit the fronts here. Mostly because we don't need that much more, but we still need to get these big victory points in here. The big advantage, by the way, and why I love going from Florida, is that you can basically open up the United States from the inside. And you get a lot of good victory points. You get all of these ones, these ones. You don't get these ones here. But if you make at least one collaboration government, which is what we did, you don't need to go all the way to Los Angeles to end the war. So you can just take the big victory points up here, and the war will be over.
Baczność!
Ooh, New York. New York not defended. The Slavs are taking New York, boys.
Baczność!
Here we are, and New York is now under our control. Not really defended. That's well, that's quite an achievement for Poland.
Baczność!
They didn't build the wall, guys. And that's what happens when you don't build the wall. You get a lot of Slavic people in New York.
Szeregu zbiórka! Baczność!
How are we doing with Portugal? Very well, I'd say. Yeah, let's speed this up a bit. And Portugal is down as well. And by the way, Portugal is another good source of navy. So we don't have enough points to take the navy or the resource rights. And I will give up on the navy since we can take some of it from the United States later on. It's alright. Perfect. And at this point we're only waiting for the United States to go down. Now maybe it's time to stop the naval invasion support in here and preserve our navy. I don't think this navy was ever engaged, to be honest, but maybe we can keep them on strike force. And I think here we can start rushing a little bit for victory points, because that's what we need right now. The impressive part about this is that not only we are defeating the United States, but we are doing it with a very broad front line, without tanks, and we are outperforming them not only in quality, but also in quantity of our divisions. Who would have said this when we started our run with Poland just a few years ago? And this is a bit of a mess. Okay, we do need, we surely need Detroit, Kansas City, Dallas. But maybe with Detroit, this will be the end. Let's see. No, not. Oh, it is the end. It is the end. That's it. End of the war. Guys, 88% of the war score is ours. So we didn't leave much to Japan. And, well, we completely destroyed the United States and the allies, the UK and France. And then, as an addition, as a bonus, we also took Spain and Portugal. And I didn't see the final casualties. I think we were about 120,000. So very good casualties, actually. But I think Spain caused us almost the same amount. Now, peace conference, entirely up to you. This is also the end of this run. We are not going for a full world conquest because... with a non-aligned country, it will take forever to fabricate claims on everything we do not already own. We could go for Japan, but you know, we have this coast, so from here it would be extremely easy to naval invade Japan. There is not even a point, in my opinion, in doing so. I think this run with Poland was majestic, and ending it by capitulating the United States is the deserved and right ending. So I will give you some suggestions for the peace conference, but ultimately that's up to you. What I would do is I would puppet everything and then get resource rights and war reparations on everything. I would do that by prioritizing the area around here, like this Republic of Indonesia and British Malaya, 3 fronts in here, because that's the part that Japan will try to claim first. And I would simply give to Japan the Philippines and Australia, New Zealand if they want it. And then with the remaining points, if you have any remaining points, I would try to take some of the Navy of the United States or of the UK, just in case, if you want to continue with the naval invasion of Japan. Having some additional navies can help, can be a little bit safer. But yeah, I will skip the peace conference for you, just show you the final outcome. If you're watching the unedited version, of course, you can see what I'm doing. And that's a mess. So where is this Republic of Indonesia? There's so much stuff in here. Where is it? Well, let's do it manually. So Australia, we're going to leave. Deal. No, we need to use all the points right away. I'm sure the Japanese would like to take this stuff, so give it to them. Is this Guam? Yeah, I knew they wanted it. And guys, taking the, balkanizing them, taking the individual puppets would be better, but I cannot be bothered with that, so very bad. We're going for big ones. I'm not gonna give you Algeria in the middle of the Mediterranean Sea, it doesn't make any sense. Give it to me and shut up. Oh my god, seriously? Maybe I can give it to them. It's a random Japan in here. I don't like it, but that's a lot of point that you're wasting. Motherfuckers. Yeah, sure, okay, you know what? Keep it. What did they want in here? Are they going to annex it or puppet it? Liberate it to Algeria. Well, why do you want to liberate it? Well, whatever. It's not my problem. And they didn't take Australia. Look, you had all of Australia to take. Now I need to take it. New Zealand. Japan. Okay, let's make sure that everything that could be taken is taken. Okay. Oh, the very fun part where we add war reparations and resource rights to the entire world. But we do it one by one. Because there is no option to do it on all of them. I don't know if we will have many points left for the Navy, sadly. maybe a little bit. No. We definitely will not have points for the Navy. Probably we don't even have points for all of this stuff. We do. Not for the Navy. Not for the Navy, but that's okay. If you really wanted to, you could give up on some war reparations and resource rights and take a little bit more of the Navy if you think you need it. But now we do have the industry and possibilities to build a powerful Navy if we need to. Okay, so I think we're pretty satisfied with the peace conference. Let's confirm and exit. And let's check from the supply map mod, which is usually the best one to see exactly what you control. Yeah, so that's it. The largest part of the world is under our control. We left to Japan a little bit of New Zealand and Australia, and for some reason they really cared. They really cared about liberating Algeria, so we let them do it. They wasted a bit of our points for that. But they didn't even puppet it. They just liberated it. Nice people. And that's it. So guys, this is the end of this absolutely epic run with Poland. This was really a lot of fun. And we achieved all of this in 1942. This is also quite impressive. You know, you start as a minor. A difficult starting situation. And in 1942, we basically already went for a full world conquest. I think I will go back to Poland. I think I will make another guide for Poland, maybe a more historical one without these weird Slavic Union focuses. That will be more challenging. But the next guide, as you already know, will be dedicated to the United Kingdom. Not only one guide, because I will definitely go for a democratic United Kingdom, but that's not enough. I want to make a fascist United Kingdom for sure. I think it will be more fun. So the next few videos will probably be dedicated to the UK. Guys, as usual, if you enjoyed this series dedicated to Poland, please do not forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments what you thought about it. Also, any ideas for the future. And, well, other than that, of course, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.